everyone. Danny here with MRX Unplugged. Today we have an exciting episode. Today is a little bit after Valentine's Day, but that's okay. We're here for Valentine's Day Insights. I'm joined from my co-host here. We're going to start off with Dan and then Crystal.
I am Dan Fleetwood, President of Research and Insights, and I don't think I love Valentine's Day as much as Crystal.
I love Valentine's Day. It's my favorite holiday. I think everyone deserves love. And I have my special, I got these for the Eras Tour, so I thought I would repurpose them for Valentine's Day. Also, I only do the millennial heart. I can't.
I don't even know, like this?
The Gen Z.
This hurts.
Like, okay, you make a peace sign, and then you're supposed to do it like this.
Yeah, that hurts my brain.
So
that makes sense. I always get it wrong though whenever they try to do it.
That's how my 13-year-old niece taught me.
Or is it this way?
Peace sign, hearts.
This way makes more sense.
Man,
okay.
Okay, anyways, hi guys.
This is a fun episode. So
this is a webinar. I forget that people are there listening to us. I'm like, I'm glad you didn't pay for this.
Okay, so for today's episode, we're just going to be talking about market research and Valentine's Day, just looking at insights. It's a season of love, and I think, if anything, this is probably one of the most marketable holidays out there, I would say, probably the one that generates a lot of business. So yeah, we're going to talk about seasonal trends, emotional connections, and campaign ideas, and we can see how we can leverage certain holidays. So I have some fun facts here, some fun little tidbits of information.
Tell us the fun facts.
Yes. So for seasonal trends, we want to talk about the top trends for gift categories. So that's probably going to be jewelry, flowers, clothing, and dining experiences.
Jewelry? Who's getting $6.4 billion of jewelry for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day. Okay, people, I get it. Like, we all love it. But no, it is a tier 2 gift holiday.
What is tier 1?
Like birthday, Christmas,
marriage.
So what, right? what price range? Like $100?
Under.
I guess it's all relative.
For jewelry?
Like flowers, like it's like consumable goods, right? Things that like go away. Like, I'm never going to remember if somebody got me like a necklace on Valentine's Day. Like that's like a weird, the anniversary, that's a tier 1 gift.
I think you would remember if someone got you a necklace on Valentine's Day.
I certainly would.
Have you gotten Sarah one now and you're like, wait, you better remember?
No, I mean, Valentine's Day for us is maybe tier 2 or 3. Like, it's not a, a big one.
Oh no.
Oh no, she's gone.
I set my Stanley down too hard. He turned my camera off.
Power is too strong.
I was too upset that he said it was a tier 3, but that's wild. So many people are getting jewelry on Valentine's Day.
$6.4 billion of it. Now, in total, there was $25.8 billion spent on Valentine's Day in 2024. Clothing was at $3 billion. Flowers was at 2.6, dining out was at 4.9, and this is according to the National Retail Federation. So that is nuts. That is a lot of money on flowers.
Flowers, they deserve it. Shout out to the flowers.
I'm just like, well, they die in a week anyway, you know?
No, this is why you guys can't. You are the two most Debbie Downer people.
No, but so if you go to the grocery store, right, and you buy flowers on Valentine's Day, you're paying like double what you normally would any other day.
Buy them at Costco, Dan.
I am to Valentine's Day what you are to Halloween.
Oh,
if you remember that episode.
I can take or leave Halloween.
So another fun fact that we have here is 62% of consumers aged 25 to 34 plan to celebrate Valentine's Day in 2024, more than of any other age group. So I found that interesting because it's hard out there.
I think it's because they have expendable income, but they don't quite have kids yet.
Yeah, I think that's
Probably.
probably
Dan,
Yeah.
correct.
correct. I think you just think about it more too. Like you're in that kind of age group where I don't know, maybe you're still getting settled. I don't know. And then, but now, I mean, I don't know. Speaking for myself, I guess it's not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like as big a thing as when I was younger.
But do you think it will swing back because the kids are older, so you can like leave them alone, so you could go out, or you're like, no,
No.
we swung down.
Yeah, I think you just go out anytime you want, right? Like you don't need a day for it.
That's true.
But that's okay. But that is that is the problem of choice, Stan, is people say that, but then they don't actually make the intent to do it. Valentine's Day gives you like an ultimate like line in the sand day to do something. So like, why not take advantage of that? It's like a built-in threshold.
You love Valentine's Day. Is Valentine's Day a Hallmark holiday?
No, it was made from Saint Valentine from the Roman Empire, dummy.
Are you sure?
Wasn't it like marriage was banned because they were going to war?
Yes.
And they needed
Dan's
the men
over
to
here
be
making me
focused.
disgruntled.
All right. Although I'm saying this, we'll get to it, but we do have some Valentine's Day traditions. So
Very nice.
Okay. Chrissy, Danny, I'm gonna be over here on my soapbox.
Don't let us take it
We like
down.
it. It's
You're
the
okay.
content. So many consumers began planning their Valentine's Day purchases in early February, with a significant percentage making purchases the week of the holiday. Now, I wonder who or what was the demographic for who is the one that's doing the purchasing, and how funny it is that it's the week of the holiday.
I think it's the guys doing it the week of.
The week of. I didn't want to name names, but it's pretty much agreed. And then another fun fact that we have here is that Valentine's Day is the second most popular day for dining out in the US following Mother's Day.
Huh. Mother's Day. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Mother's Day is always wild.
In terms of how?
Because like nobody wants to cook. Nobody wants to make mom cook.
That's true.
So that's why there's so much going out. And in Mexico, isn't Mother Day a federal holiday?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Not sure.
I don't remember. It was a big deal last year, but that was down there. Like, and it was like wild.
Oh, it could just be that we like to celebrate. That's just our shtick. We like to celebrate. So another fun fact here is over 6 million couples get engaged on Valentine's Day each year, driving significant spending on jewelry. So that could be a partial explanation.
Oh, that makes sense. The high price.
For the 6.4 billion. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's a high price to pay for a gift. So now I have a question for you guys. Do you guys have any favorite Valentine's Day statistics or fun facts? Maybe that you picked on? Oh.
I think the one you just said, the 6 million couples get engaged, like that definitely would drive up the jewelry market.
For sure. Could you imagine?
Okay. For the record, though, for anyone watching, I would not want to get engaged on Valentine's Day. Just because it's a great holiday doesn't mean you want it to be that day. Absolutely not. That needs to be its own holiday. The key here is I love parties, and any reason to have a party.
Valentine's Day is a party holiday. I don't know about the other kinds of holidays. So what seasonal trend do you guys find most surprising or interesting? Is it the spending, or is it perhaps another trend that you guys have heard, in the sphere, in the ether?
I think for me, it's probably the spending. I mean, just the amount that is being spent on these days. I think it's really interesting. And then I know the brands obviously, go around these different holidays to try to sell more and entice it and come out with, different colors for each of the different holidays. So it's kind of interesting, I think. That's one thing.
I mean, it keeps getting pushed up. Like Valentine's Day stuff was out before Christmas this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Already in January?
Mm-hmm. And so it really and because there's not The one thing I think we haven't seen trend yet for Valentine's Day is yard decorations. So remember how not a lot of people decorate for Halloween, but then we got all those blow up things. And so now people, they don't make haunted, like if you had someone who decorated for Halloween, it was either they did a haunted house or they did something really big, right? They were like the one house in that neighborhood that did it. But now everybody has those silly little blow ups. And like
For the giant skeleton.
the giant skeleton.
Skeleton.
They're putting like colored lights. Like if you get Christmas lights that turn colors, you put your Christmas lights up early and you can just change them Halloween colors.
Oh, wow.
Another big thing is like lighting that's permanent on your house. It looks like, but you can change it for the different holidays. I've seen a lot of those.
Ooh, permanent lighting. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for the hardcore decorators.
But I think Valentine's Day, if there is someone wanting to make some money out there, make some Valentine's Day yard blow-ups. Let's go, Costco. This is the opportunity. You could create yard blow-ups for every holiday and make like decorations very normalized, which it is not now outside of Halloween and Christmas.
That is
Maybe
true.
4th of July. No.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
And do not put those blow-ups outside during 4th of July or everyone's going to catch on fire.
Oh, yeah. Safety tips, Crystal.
I know.
So since Valentine's Day is all about emotion, successful brands know how to tap into that and create meaningful connections. So let's see how we can talk about those emotional drivers. In market research, we are sort of probably tying in some psychological behavior. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. They say that 85%, according to Hallmark, 85% of women's Valentine's Day 85% of Valentine's Day cards are purchased by women, while men tend to spend more on gifts.
That's interesting. I think the men would still buy the card, even though that doesn't show it here. That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I thought that women would be like more up for like handwritten cards, or maybe that's what it is. A handwritten card.
Hallmark cards are fancy now. I listened to this whole podcast about the economics of cards.
Mm-hmm.
And millennials are buying more expensive cards, but that are one of a kind. So like we spend, let's say like $7 to $9 on a card, but it's like from a boutique.
I see.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? And so I think for women, like, because I'm sure they write the note on the inside, or like they're very thoughtful about written word, and boys are like, here is
here's the thing.
But I think it is hard to spend like $10 on a card, though. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem worth it. But
I mean,
it's more about the message that's in it, I think, rather than the amount of the card.
At least for me, I think if it was like handmade, like they had the pulp, done, and they like had to sift the water to get the pulp and like hand press it. Like, sure, like people make up their own paper nowadays, which I think is kind of interesting, from like recycled newspapers, and they dye it and they do this whole process. I think that's where the $10 might be worth.
Got it. I could see something like that if you're going through that whole process.
Maybe that's where the boutique notion comes in.
There you go.
That's funny, yeah.
But I do agree with the men spending on gifts. I feel like that's more of like the cultural norm, right? For the guy to get a bigger gift than the woman to get the gift for the guy. So it makes sense.
Now, we do have chocolate sales that skyrocketed during the season, with Americans purchasing over 58 million pounds of chocolate for Valentine's Day alone. Whoa. And that is according to the National Confectioners Association. So that is nuts. I don't even know what that would look like.
I don't know. Willy Wonka's proud, I'm sure. 58 million pounds of chocolate. That's wild.
That is a lot of chocolate. Oh my goodness. I wonder if a lot of it's imported. Probably.
Yeah, we don't have, the US doesn't grow chocolate, right?
No, but they make a lot of chocolate, I would say.
Yes, but it's like made overseas, and then it's, right? Unless it's
I'm not too sure. Maybe there's experts
I don't know enough about Hershey, Pennsylvania to be an expert on this.
I don't know if there's like cocoa, like that process here, right? I don't know.
Cocoa processing
Yeah.
plants. So for these fun facts, there had to be some research done for them.
Right.
So emotion drives decisions. Emotional connections significantly influence consumer purchasing behavior, especially during sentimental holidays like Valentine's Day. There's also such things as voice of the customer, where you utilize qualitative methods such as focus groups and interviews to reveal personal stories and motivations behind consumer choices. And there's also social listening, which monitors online conversations to provide real-time insights. So, Dan, you're our market research expert here.
Yes, that's me.
So what kind of experiences have you had when it comes, or have you had any experiences where you've had to do insights for Valentine's Day?
Not specifically for Valentine's Day, but
Hmm.
I think anytime you're doing any sort of research, you want to try to tap into, the emotions and to get them to feel good about taking the survey or participating in the research. So I think that is definitely universal, no matter the holiday or the day, So I think that's something that researchers always should keep in mind.
All right. Now, as a pseudo researcher here, do you guys enjoy any Valentine's Day traditions yourself?
I mean, I have a lot.
I'm guessing there's a party involved. And
There is a party, especially this year because it's on Friday.
Woo.
But I worked at the same Starbucks in Portland, Oregon for 7 years. And I started this tradition of making like handmade Valentine's Day for my work colleagues. And then I would always have a few left over and I would give them to specific customers because, you see people every day.
Oh, smart.
At the height of it, though, I made like 200. And they said, you make my heart glow. And I gave everybody a glow stick.
Aww.
And then customers would bring us flowers because over the years, people found out that it was like, I'll give you a Valentine, and customers would they would essentially volley for them. They'd be like, did you get one from Crystal? Did you get one? And then we would end up with all these flowers on the front of the espresso bar, which was really fun. And then over the years, I've thrown also Oregon became a state day party and tricked people into coming to a Valentine's Day party because it's also the same day Oregon became a state.
Oh, is that right? I think I've heard that from you before, I think.
And so, and then over the years, I've given them out to, I just think it's so fun. Carry a Valentine in your purse and give it to the bus driver, give it to some people just need to feel, it's the day to let everyone feel loved and valued. And who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, I like that. I remember when I was a kid in class, you'd pass out the Valentines
that's right.
to everybody. So that's something that we would always do.
In the little box.
Yeah, you'd make the box and then you'd go around and put the little Valentines in. You'd buy your favorite action hero or cartoon or whatever, and gotta get the best one. Yeah, that was always fun.
Make sure that there was a specific card for a specific person.
It's also typically very close to President's Day.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you how hard I have worked to try and figure out a way to do a President's Day themed Valentine's Day party so we could all wear wigs and look like old people, but it has not quite got there yet.
Like a cross between Cupid and Lincoln or something?
No, but actually, we should do this sometime. We could do an episode about bachelorette parties. There are bachelorette parties now doing the last day of independence party.
I've seen those.
Dress up like the founding fathers.
Lincoln. It's wild.
These women dressed up as old men with wigs and colonial costumes.
I guess you're making it kind of fun though, so I could get behind that.
Yeah. So you should do something for Valentine's Day. I've also, done very nice, I've been very privileged to go on some very nice dates. And so one though I did, they served you a spoonful of chocolate ganache as a palate cleanser, and I dropped it all over my shirt.
No.
Oh, no. Was it a white shirt too?
No, but it was like a nice silk shirt. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
Mm.
wasn't.
great.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
What
Okay.
is your holiday, Dan? Did you do any with your now wife of many, many years?
Yeah, I mean, since we've had kids, we had a tradition of so Papa Murphy's does like a heart-shaped pizza on
Aw,
Valentine's Day. So we'll go and get a heart-shaped pizza from Papa Murphy's and have that. It's kind of
That's
fun.
cute.
that's
Yeah.
adorable. I love that. That's so
Mhm.
cute.
Was I not listening, or did we talk about the statistic about the pets? Did I miss this one?
No, we're getting
No.
Great.
there. Which leads us to our next point here. So there have been some creative campaigns out there. As Crystal mentioned, there is one here where Americans spend an average of $101.21 on gifts for pets during Valentine's Day.
Love this.
That's amazing, actually. Actually, I did a little research for this this particular webinar, and the first thing that came up when I was like interesting facts about Valentine's Day was around pets, and it said 43% of people plan to buy a Valentine's Day gift for their pet, and 42% plan to buy one for their significant other. So pets in this survey were leading the significant others. So hey, what does that say? You know?
I think if we did have a pet, I would.
Wait, your dog's name is Stella?
Yeah.
Does Stella the lab get anything?
Not usually.
This
but
year, Dan.
This year,
Would be part of the majority.
I'm obliged to give her or obligated to give her a.
If you don't, I will. I will drive to Round Rock to drop something off for Stella.
I mean, I personally would buy a gift for a pet if I had one. Maybe a
Mhm.
bearded dragon is on the way. We'll see. But for these fun facts, as always, there is research. There's personalization at a scale where you leverage data analytics to create some customized experience for customers. Some people think beyond the couple, where they expand campaigns to include self-love, friendships, and family connections. And then there's interactive campaigns like virtual date experiences, digital love letters, and gamified marketing that, can engage a lot of customers here. So what's a creative Valentine's Day campaign or idea that you've heard or thought of?
Crystal, you said a bunch, I think, that you've done yourself.
Yeah, I'm like a one-woman marketing machine for Valentine's Day. I will tell you, can I tell you when I'm anti?
Sure. Yeah.
Valentine's Day. No.
Galentine's
Absolutely
Day?
not. I hate Galentine's Day.
What is
Why? Oh yeah. For anyone that may not know, what is
Galentine's Day?
It's from Parks and Recreation, is where it kind of got its like, it's the day before Valentine's Day where you get together with your gals.
And then
No, that's called brunch. Like,
It's like,
absolutely not. But it took off from Parks and Recreation. Leslie Knope, the main character in that, does it. And I get it. Like, some people, they're not in relationships. They just want to be like around their girls. Like, fine. But like, just go do that normally in life.
mhm.
Like, don't make Valentine's Day, like, don't try and create side holidays. Like, it's enough work as it is here, people.
I agree with that.
And then one year I did throw like an anti-Valentine's Day, like in that movie Valentine's Day with Jennifer Gardner and Jessica Biel.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Great movie.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
It's a
I really
great
enjoyed that
movie.
Anyways, Patrick Dempsey is in it. Ashton Kutcher. Like, it's a
Is this
great
like in the 2000s?
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I did one with a piñata and where you like broke the heart. But like, it just wasn't as like, it was like kind of depressing. Like, you want to end on a high note, guys. And I think that's where, if you're going to do this like Singles Awareness Day or like Valentine's Day, don't do anything that excludes people. I think a lot of these campaigns, they try to personalize them, but by doing that, instead of like creating demographics of like, I don't know, like good vibes. They create demographics that like lead to like the end is like womp.
Yeah. Turns
And
it more into
so-
a downer experience.
Yeah. And so like no one wants to go around being like, oh, it's Single Awareness Day. I got a coupon. Like
Yeah, it's like putting a negative connotation to like the fun day, right? So
yes.
yeah.
Like any campaigns that you guys are going to be thinking about or any email marketing, because I've seen a lot of bad email marketing around Valentine's Day. It does not go well for people. Like lean on the upside of inclusivity, making sure everyone feels loved and valued, and not on this like, well, we're going to be exclusionary.
Makes sense.
And I think that's the best campaigns you can do.
We could send survey Valentines to our customers. Yeah.
Play matchmaker.
No, don't even bring that up, Danny.
I've been thinking about it this entire time.
Oh my gosh. There is a for anyone watching, you know, you can do a lot of things with surveys. There is a subplot happening at Question Pro that involves me, but I am not encouraging it. It is that they want to use, the marketing team wants to use surveys to find Crystal a date. Like
There
a
you
quiz
go.
where you quiz people at the end. And I
I know
said I
what
won't
dating
stop them, but I won't help them.
Have they started on this project, or is this a new?
No, we talked about it when I was in Mexico last year. So Danny knows what she has to do.
I'll be
And
spearheading
you have until Valentine's Day, right? So
Yeah.
it.
The problem is I know that once she like asks 2 specific people for help, it will get done, and that makes me nervous.
I will do it. So these have been, statistics and all that good stuff that we have been learning. Now we need to talk about some tools and tips on how we get there. So let's talk about
survey Valentines. I want to figure out how to do that.
Okay. That'll make for a good episode. Definitely a case study for sure. So when it comes to survey timing, how early is too early and how late is too late when it comes to, like, say, for example, a holiday like Valentine's Day that lands on the 14th?
I think this might be controversial, but I don't think it matters for Valentine's Day as much as it does for like Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's more of like a busy time of year for people. But I think for Valentine's Day, you can probably just run your survey as normal, and you don't need to worry about like, are people going to be busy or not responding to it.
Yeah.
I think it's just you're probably safe. So
Unless it's
If
one of the
you're
big holidays.
doing price, and I would say if you're doing a pricing testing or something, just do it earlier in the year and don't mention Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
Just do your product testing and your pricing testing as normal, because you could use that holiday sale for any holiday then. Like if they're going to buy it for Valentine's Day, they'll buy it for any other 3-day weekend or something long. Especially if you're like, hey, we want to know what the value is of like a couples massage. Like people are going to do couples massages all year round if it's a good deal.
right.
sure. Makes sense.
So do your pricing research for your campaigns early, but don't necessarily set it as just Valentine's Day research.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Because then it could be, those prices could be inflated too, right? Because we all know people like to jack the prices up around Valentine's.
And then add 10%.
Yeah.
For everybody watching, I know Danny always says this, but shout out making it to the end. To get to the really good nuggets, you gotta like
You gotta be part of the journey. Gotta be part of the journey there.
or watch the clips on TikTok.
There you go. So the questionnaires, when we do these surveys, we should leverage A/B testing for campaigns and to avoid survey fatigue. Like we said, make sure that you're doing it year round. That's just best practices in general. But since it is a fun holiday, how do you guys make data collection feel easy and fun for participants? Do you guys like alter the surveys to make them more thematic? Or is that not best practices for market research?
I mean, I think anytime you want to try to make it feel, easy and fun for participants, no matter like if it's a holiday or not, but there's a lot of things that you can do. I think one of the things is, I think we've talked about this in probably just about every episode, is keep your surveys short. I mean, that is fun for people. Like, make sure you're only collecting the data that you need to. And then you can include different types of questions, right? So it doesn't have to be just single select or multi-select. Include some, some with emojis or open ends, or capture a video, open-end video via that question type. So I think those are all the things. And then don't have it be too confusing for respondents. Truly make it fun and easy. And I think, as we like to say, if you want to take the survey, then don't have your respondents take the survey either.
Change the colors. Do
Yeah, you can
auto. This is why when I'm taking a survey on another person's platform, I'm always just like, why is it not auto advancing? Just choose the option, guys. Auto advance to the next question. That's all.
Yeah, it makes it easy, right? And it kind of moves you along in the survey. I think there's also
it's literally a button in settings.
I know. But also you can do things like we have visual mode where you can make the surveys really visually appealing to help so it doesn't look so sterile.
And it's mobile friendly. Yes. Whoever you think is taking a survey on a desktop, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, it's definitely more people taking it on a mobile phone than a desktop these days.
Mm-hmm. And not everyone has the giant phone like I do.
Yeah, some of the screens are tinier. So do you guys think maybe I don't know, if someone clicks an answer on a survey and it turns it to this little GIF or something, is that necessary to make the surveys fun?
Can we do that?
I'm sure we can, but I don't know if it's necessary.
That gives MySpace.
It could,
I'm just thinking about when you used to hover over people's MySpace pages.
That's what I was thinking of, exactly.
Yeah, oh my God, guys, you're going the wrong direction.
We gotta move on here. We gotta move
on. Okay, well, on that note, let's go ahead and summarize what this webinar has been about. I hope that someone actually learned something from this Unhinged webinar. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'll leave you guys with some actionable steps. Start planning early, focus on emotions, and use creative approaches to engage your audience. And make your survey short. That is the running joke here. That we're not joke, but the running tip. Make the survey short.
Make your survey often with shorter surveys.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me on this webinar. For anyone watching towards the end, you guys are my favorite people. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next one.
All right. See y'all.
Oh, wait. I can't do it.